Hi everyone and welcome to TheJRGame TV. I'm Julien and today I'm offering you a top 3 of the best indie games I've played in the month of January. This game did not necessarily release in the last month, but these are the ones I have played and enjoyed in the month of January. So this is the first video of what is supposed to become an upcoming series. It's pretty much a test, so let's see where this is going and if you guys enjoy it. And without further ado, let's get to it. At number 3 on this list is Airheart, Tales of Broken Wings. It was developed by a small independent team based in Zurich, Switzerland, where I'm living right now, so that's a local game for me. I discovered the game because I was following the team on Twitter and they were tweeting about the game, obviously. So the game just released for the Nintendo Switch in the month of January, so that's why I got into it, but it was already released for the consoles before. And it tells the story of Amelia, a fishing pilot who wants to catch a whale. That's her goal, and she's using a plane. So the funny thing is that she is fishing with a plane, a plane with some guns. So you're going to have a shoot them up type of game with some elements of roguelike. You progress through zones and climb up to the highest level where the whale is located. So that's when you finish the game. Along the way, you're going to fight some pirates. You're going to fish some fish to get some money. You're going to find some oil, to find some items, and with this, you're going to be able to buy some new parts. Every time you crash your plane, every time you lose, you're going back to the level 0, where you can buy some new weapons or elements, items for the plane. So that's pretty much where the trick is. You're going to need to improve your plane to reach the highest level. There's also a crafting system which for me did not work very well. You don't really know what you're looking for when you're trying to craft some elements. You have to pay for them, and yeah, for me it was a bit too much relying on luck, so I was pretty much ending up buying all the parts I needed from the shop anyway. There's also a multiplayer mode which was added to the Nintendo Switch for local for up to 4 players, which is pretty good. So for me, yeah, it was a very fun and quite addictive game. It was always super exciting to buy some new parts and try them in the next playthrough. So this game is currently available on PC, Mac, PS4, Xbox One, so pretty much everywhere, and now on the Nintendo Switch as well, for around 15 euros. At number 2 of this top 3 is The Gardens Between. So I discovered this game by randomly falling on the track on a Spotify playlist while I was listening to something else, so that was quite a nice surprise. This game was released a little while ago in September 2018 by the Australian studio The Voxel Agents. So it's a puzzle game. So you're playing as 2 young boys who are very good friends, and while playing in the garden in back their houses during a thunderstorm, they are projected on a series of islands with a few puzzles to solve, and each island is themed around some elements of their house. So that's very interesting and mysterious as well. It looks like a platformer, but you actually don't control the characters, but you control the time, so you can accelerate the time, so you see the characters moving faster, or you can go back through time and you see the characters getting back where they were coming from, and they're going to interact with a few objects on their way along the island, and the point is to find pretty much the key and the exit of the island so that you can go to the next island and continue your journey. It's a very atmospheric kind of game. It's very relaxing. You can play it and it's really relaxing game with a great soundtrack. The soundtrack is something that I'm enjoying to listen outside of the game as well, so it's pretty great. The game is rather short, so I would recommend maybe to consider waiting for a price drop before you get into it. But really, overall, it's a very nice game, very good for relaxing, with brilliant ideas. I wish it were a little longer, but honestly, it's a good discovery if you're into these kind of things. The game is currently available on PC, Mac, Linux, Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One for around 20 to 25 euros. And we reached number 1. My favorite indie game I've played last month is Gris in Spanish, or Gris in French. The game was developed by the Spanish developers at Nomada Studio and published by Devolver Digital, so that's why it got a little bit of a buzz. There's definitely a buzz around this game that is, according to me, really justified. The art style in this game is stunning. It's like nothing I have seen in a video game before. It reminds me of some old cartoons from the 50s. I don't know if you know this one called The King and the Mockingbird, but that's pretty much what it reminded me of. So you play as a young woman wearing a strange long coat in a mysterious world that seems to be falling in ruins, where you're pretty much the only one surviving person. The universe is very lively. The colors are very important in this game, and the NPCs are super cute. Every rock can be walking around and making very nice noises. It's very cute. Also, the sound design is very important. The soundtrack of the game is great. That's one of the soundtracks that I'm going to listen as well in my everyday life outside of the game. And yeah, the gameplay, because obviously there is a gameplay. It's pretty much a platformer, very classic, I'd say, in terms of how it plays, with a few twists. For example, you can transform into a block of stones so that you can solve some puzzles and continue moving forward. The game is rather short. I guess it's around 4 hours to complete, but it's worth the price. Honestly, it's really beautiful, and that's something that's going to be really memorable. It's currently available for the Nintendo Switch and the PC for around 20 euros. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I invite you to follow me and turn on the notifications for my profile, TheJRGame on Instagram, and I will see you next month.